front. I'll point it out.
Was it in front of the front door?
In front, about 10 feet in front of the front door, right before the driveway would start up again.
Where the driveway meets the...
The grass and the entrance of the... I'll have to point it.
Go ahead.
The driveway here, there's like seats here.
Right.
Be right here.
All right. In between the seats?
In between the seats, right, laying the same way the water's lying.
Okay, so what did you do with those golf bags after you let the limo driver in?
Oh, there's one golf bag.
One golf bag.
And I put it in the trunk of the limo.
All right. And then what did you do?
And then I think I checked on that noise.
And could you show us where you went?
Okay, I went in here again.
Okay, witness is indicating south on the driveway?
South of the driveway, and I said, I told him about the noise. I said, and then I tried to get Chachi to come with me. And I said, Chachi, come. And he didn't. So, that was my reaction too. So I went back there.
Okay. And you went down by the garage to the same area again? Is that yes?
Yes, but I went a little further.
Okay. Can you show us, sir, how far you went this time?
Okay, so the first gate is here.
Indicating...
kind of right here. There's a tree that leans up against sort of, and it's right there.
Okay, there's a portion on this diagram where the garage on the south side of it is extended when you first hit the garage area, and the witness is indicating the corner, the rightmost corner of that outcropping.
Right.
Okay, is that where the first gate is?
That's the first gate.
Okay, did you go through it?
Yes. This time I went a little bit further, and there's a second gate, but I didn't go beyond that.
You went up to the second gate?
I went up to about where the podium is, the second gate with the flashlight.
Okay.
About 3 feet from the second gate.
Okay. 3 feet behind the second gate you stopped?
Yes.
And where would that be on the diagram?
Well, is this the entire garage, and this is the... I guess the second gate would be about here.
For the record, the witness is indicating the area where the middle yellow arrow is. Okay, and you...
To the left.
Yes, it'd be as you face the diagram, to the right of the arrow marked BK. And you stopped 3 feet before that?
Yeah, about 3 feet in front of it.
Okay.
And shined the light.
And what were you able to see?
Well, it was dark. I really didn't see much. The beam was, I could see up to about Mr. Cochran is right there.
Okay, for the record, the witness is indicating 10 feet.
Maybe
him 8?
It's less than 2 feet, but yeah.
8?
7.
You like
So
8?
that's 7 feet.
Can we compromise?
Compromise
8?
on this, 7, 8 feet.
Okay. For the record, the witness is indicated approximately 7 to 8 feet in distance.
Right.
And so were you able to see the area of the walkway that was right behind your room?
No.
Was that in darkness?
Yes.
And you stopped at that point?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Well, I figured I'd just give up. I didn't want to investigate anymore.
Why not?
I did. I don't know. I was scared, but not scared, and the limo driver was there, and I just ended up going back.
Were you still afraid of what might be back there?
Well, I wanted to still know what was back there. I was going to investigate more, but I stopped there, and I was kind of like this lousy flashlight, and my mind was going to see if we had a better flashlight.
Okay.
And I was going to go up to the driver to talk to him.
So did you turn back at that point?
I did.
Where did you go?
Back to the front. Back, turn around to the front of the driveway.
And you went where?
I went to the limo.
Now, on your way back to the limo, did anything draw your attention?
Yes.
What?
I saw that there was like a knapsack that was in the driveway where the Rolls Royce was parked.
Can you show us where you saw that?
Well, this is the spot of the Rolls Royce.
For the record, the witness has indicated the southernmost portion of the driveway that leads out to Rockingham, where there's an indentation.
Yes.
That's where the Rolls Royce would be parked?
That's where the park, yeah, it'd be parked right here.
And where did you see this knapsack?
It was on the right back tail light on the bottom, right where the grass kind of would start up.
You can see that.
I don't think the jury's able to see. Okay. Could you indicate again where you saw that knapsack?
It was kind of like right here, on the grass and cement and the driveway.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask, can we get those arrows?
I got arrows and I got dots. What would you like?
How about a dot?
What color dot?
What color was the knapsack, sir?
I thought it was black and with brown leather to it.
Best I can do is
Nap-
blue.
Oh, well.
But
I'll take red. Thank you.
Take them all.
Why don't you put the dot on the diagram where you recall seeing the knapsack?
this diagram is, it would be like right there.
Was it actually, sir, on the driveway rather than the grass?
Yeah. Now, with this drawing, it was closer. Here's the Rolls Royce, and the light would be out, but it was sticking out. With this drawing, it's kind of, I don't know if it's exact, but it was out on the grass part of it, but more on the cement.
And how big was that knapsack?
It was like a college knapsack, I thought.
Like the size of a book bag?
A little, kind of like that. The briefcase or whatever that case is there.
I don't want to mark the detective's bag, but show the jury. So, does it seem to be about the size of this bag?
Yeah.
Okay, let's describe this bag. It appears to be about 1.5 feet in length and about 1 foot high. It's black and has black straps. But it seemed to be about. Did
It
it
wasn't
look like
that design, but that size.
But that size.
That's what I remember.
Had you ever seen that bag before?
No.
And then where did you go, sir?
Okay, then I went back I was here with the driver, and OJ was outside too, and so I told him about the noise also.
Okay, why don't you take your seat, sir?
Miss Clark.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me ask you something, sir. Have you ever heard Chachi bark?
I've heard him bark.
And when?
When the date?
No? What was the event?
I
You circled it on your
I-
calendar or what?
I think when Cato, the other dog, not this dog, no, Cato, the other dog, was over, if they play and Cato would start biting him and go, "Arr," and do that.
Did you ever see him bark at strangers?
I didn't see too many strangers there, so he pretty much was friendly.
Okay. Now, when you say Cato, the other dog, who are you referring to?
It's Akita, an Akita dog.
Belonging to?
To OJ, the kids.
And do you know whether the Akita named Cato went to live with Nicole at some point?
Yeah, it was living over on Bundy, and it would come over also. It was sometimes there, but mostly on Bundy.
Did it come over by itself to Rockingham, or did Nicole bring
It
it?
drove. No, it would come over with Nicole, the kids, and it would be over there sometimes. but mostly on Bundy.
Okay, that second gate that you indicated on the south pathway, sir, is that ever kept locked?
The second gate in the back?
Right, on that south
No.
pathway.
No.
Okay.
Not that I remember. It was
So
open.
if you'd wanted to go through it that night, could you have opened it?
Yes.
And why was it that you were willing to go back a second time to that south pathway?
I guess just a little bit safer, knowing there's a limo driver, and it was. I just did it. I just went back there. I thought I was being, doing a good thing if I found a prowler or something.
You indicated that the Akita named Cato belonged to the defendant. Did,
I don't know who it belonged to. I think it was like Nicole's, the kids, and OJ's.
who bought it?
I don't know who bought it. I think maybe OJ bought it.
Okay. Did it stay at Rockingham sometimes?
Yes.
Did you see the defendant play with that dog?
Yeah, sometimes.
How often would you see it at Rockingham?
Not very often, but it was there, but more at the Bundy with Sydney and Justin. So I mean, I can't. It's hard to put a time frame. I mean, I don't know exactly how much the difference in time would be.
But you saw it at Rockingham and
It had been at Rockingham sometimes.
with the children?
Yes, the children played, and sometimes it was there when the children weren't there too.
And that dog, when the children spent the night at Rockingham, did it spend the night also?
Yeah, I'd say sometimes, yeah.
All right, that knapsack that you indicated you saw that you thought was black,
It was black, and I thought I remember seeing like a little brown leather patch.
okay. Was that bag, that knapsack, was it in a lit area, brightly lit, or was it in a dark area?
It was, I think it was near one of the dimmer lights, I thought, but it was still in a dark area. It was dark on that, it was at nighttime, so. But it was a dark color.
Now, when you first came out that pathway, for the first time, when you left your room for the first time to go and investigate the source of the thumps,
Yes.
you came out on the Ashford side lawn, what were you thinking?
The first time coming out of the room and getting to. The first time coming through Ashford and then seeing the limo.
Mm-hmm.
What was I thinking as far as the noise?
Right.
I thought it could be someone.
Okay. And was your mind occupied with that?
Yes.
Were you looking down the driveway area when you saw the limo? Did you look down the driveway area?
I probably did.
Constantly, or did at some point you look at the limo? Did you look around you?
Oh, yeah, I looked around.
Excuse me, Ms. Clark, we're going to need this diagram again.
Yes.
I heard the comment. And I heard the other comments as well. All right, why don't we move that until you're going to need it. It's blocking council's view of the jury. I think you can leave that there. Yeah.
All right, when you got back to the car after going out the second time to the south pathway, said you went back towards the limo.
Can you say the question again?
After you let the limo driver into the property, you had conversation with him. You indicated you went back around the garage to the south pathway again.
Yes.
And you stopped 3 feet before the second gate.
About,
Recall
yes.
that? And then you said you walked back out around the garage. You saw that dark knapsack. Then what did you do?
Well, there's 3 of us outside now. So
You saw the defendant?
okay, so all 3 of us, yes, OJ, myself, and the driver.
Where was he?
Just like outside on the driveway.
Okay.
And I think the door was open. The front door I thought was open. I don't.
Okay. Did you have a conversation with the defendant when you saw him there?
Yes.
What did you say?
Well, I was telling him about this noise I heard. I said, OJ, I heard this noise, and I thought it was an earthquake, and I thought maybe someone's back there, and I told him I was going to investigate it, and I had a lousy flashlight.
Okay. And then what?
And so I asked the limo driver, I said, do you have a better flashlight? And he checked, and he looked around, he didn't. And then I said, OJ, do we have a better flashlight? And when I told him about the noise, he was going to take one way, I was going to go another way. But that's when I said, well, this is a lousy flashlight, we need another one. And so he was going to go inside and check.
And then what happened next?
Okay, so went inside the house. I followed behind and got towards the kitchen area. And I was kind of in the front door entrance behind him, but not yet in the kitchen. And it was, I didn't look, but he said it was that late, so we didn't have time. And we didn't get the flashlight, so he had to catch the flight.
Now, at some point after you came back from your second trip to the south pathway, after that point, did you help to load bags into the car?
Yeah, I put the golf bag in already, and I was going to go get the knapsack to put in.
Okay, you said the knapsack. Is that the dark knapsack that you saw on the driveway area where you indicated the red dot behind the Rolls Royce?
Yes.
And did you say something to Mr. Simpson about that dark knapsack?
That I was going to get it.
You offered to get it?
Yeah.
And what was his response?
He'll get it.
What did he say?
I'll get it.
And then what did he do?
I didn't pay attention. I think he got it.
Did he walk in that direction?
Yes.
In the direction of where the knapsack was?
Yes.
All right, what happened next? After you offered to get the knapsack, he refused, walked towards it. What did you do?
Sustained. Rephrase the question, please.
Disregard
Rephrase the
what?
question, please.
You saw the defendant walk towards the knapsack. What did you do?
Okay, I was still concerned about a flashlight. I think that's when the conversation of the flashlight came in. And the limo driver was looking, and I was seeing if he's finding a flashlight.
Then what?
Okay, and then that's when I was going to have myself and OJ look behind there, and then he had to catch his flight. So I mentioned about the kitchen.
Did you at some point walk into the house with the defendant?
Yes,
And at what point was that?
right before leaving.
And for what purpose did you walk into the house with him?
Because we were in search of a flashlight.
Where did you go inside the house?
I walked in the front entrance, and when you walk in about 5 feet or so, you can make a right and go into the kitchen. So I got in as far as like a foot maybe in the kitchen. He was in the kitchen, and
You were in the kitchen, and where was the defendant?
well, I had a foot. I was kind of in the hallway still, kitchen, and he was about 6 or 7 feet in front.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, knapsack. In my time, I don't really hear that anymore. The word knapsack. I know about it from movies and TV shows, but that's not something that I have heard much. So yeah, definitely. It's a word that it's like napping something, and but it's also in a sack. It's like, is it someone stealing a sack? Yeah, and I think his testimony is I've been waiting to see this, for a while, and yeah, he definitely is entertaining to watch. I could see where people, because everyone that's seen this trial has mentioned him. Yeah, he's certainly, I think, how he explains things in his own like eccentric way is different than how the other people tell it. Same as backpack. Yeah, I think it's another name for it. Let's see. Let's see. I was correct. Knapsack is a type of bag carried on one's back. So yeah, it was a different word for, like, we call it backpack now, but it was called knapsack. All right, it has humorous term for the sleeping bag and a brand name for a specific line wearable sleeping bags by the company Polar. So it must have came from the a company must have had something called a knapsack, then it became the word for all of them. The back come into play, one was never located. Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you. Oh, hello, Judy. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. So, more information about this. The knapsack backpack. The original incorrectly spelled, which I put some blooper in there. So, it's knapsack, refers to the canvas, nylon, or leather bag with a shoulder strap used for carrying supplies on a back. The term originated from the German or Dutch words meaning eating bag, as soldiers historically carried their food in them. In modern American English, it is used interchangeably with backpacks or rucksack. So it was from a company, then they called it all knapsacks. I feel weird saying that for some reason. Knapsacks. Anyway. So it was a trademarked product from the company Polar for a unique product, but of course they called all backpacks that at one point, but it was specifically from a particular brand. Unique product that focused both on sleeping bag and wearable garment design. It featured zippers, shoulders to allow arms to stick out, and a draw cord clinch at the bottom, which can be opened to free nappies. Right. Which can be opened to free legs for walking, or cringe closed for sleeping. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That'll come on for you. That's an entertaining show. Versatility. Reviewers and manufacturers praise it for its use in various scenarios, including camping, couch surfing, music festivals, or just lounging around the house in winter, providing warmth and mobility. Features. It typically includes a hood, hand warmer pocket, and synthetic insulations. Alright, so that's information on knapsack. Not true. What's this?
He was inside the kitchen?
Yes.
What happened next?
He noticed the time and had to catch the flight.
What did he say?
Is that the time? I said, you got to catch your flight.
And then what?
He got in the limo. And went back out of the kitchen, and was going to hop in the limo to the airport.
Okay. When you walked into the house with him, did you walk through the foyer area?
Into the foyer, yes. That's where I stayed, maybe I wasn't in the kitchen area. You know the area. It's there, and I stopped, and then he had turned around because we didn't have time, and then he had to catch the flight.
Okay, did you pause and talk to him in the foyer area for a moment?
Yes.
And when you paused and talked to him in the foyer area of the house, what were you talking about?
He was leaving, and there's an alarm, and he was asking me to set the alarm.
Had he ever asked you to set the alarm for him before?
No.
Did you know the code to set the alarm?
No.
Did you want to set the alarm?
No.
Why not?
It's just another responsibility that I didn't want to know the alarm code.
And what did you say when he asked you to set the alarm?
I don't know the code.
And what was the defendant's response?
I think he was going to set it. He was going to set the alarm.
Did he tell you that, or?
Yeah, I think it was that he would set it was.
Moki says seems like there were issues with 2 bags. One went missing, I think, suspected. It contained bloody clothes. Another was a garment bag. I think that he gave to Kardashian. I could be misremembering. Okay. Thank you for the info. I will look into it.
Was kind of understanding because I didn't get the code, but I didn't pay attention as far as if he said it or not.
And you had that conversation while you were standing with him in the foyer?
In the foyer, yeah. Yes.
And did you happen to notice whether he's had any injury to either hand at that time?
I didn't notice. No.
You did not notice?
Did not.
Your Honor. Showing you People's 112, sir. Can you tell us if you recognize that location?
That's the foyer.
And that's the area where you stood and talked to him about the alarm control?
Yeah. Yes.
And you did not notice any injury to his hand?
I did not.
Overruled.
After you had the conversation about the alarm control panel, what happened next?
He got in the limo to catch the flight.
Approximately what time was it when he did that?
I thought it was like 11:15.
Can you, sir, estimate for us about how much time you spent with the defendant after the limo driver arrived?
After the limo driver arrived, when I first saw him,
Right, from the time you first saw him to the time he left for the airport.
I think it was about 5 minutes.
And through which gate did the limo driver exit?
Rockingham.
And how did he get out?
There's a button. I pressed it for him, and it opens the gate.
Where is that button located, sir?
It would be, it's on the driveway. There's to the left. There's a button that you can press. I mean, I can show you.
On the diagram?
I can just point it right here from here. There's it's right there.
And for the record, the witness is pointing to the location that is designated on the diagram as gate control box on the Rockingham gate side.
Yes.
Can you tell us, sir, when that gate closes, does it lock automatically?
Pretty sure it locks, yes.
Okay. I'm talking about the Rockingham gate.
Yes.
How do you get in from the outside?
Of the Rockingham gate,
Yes.
you can use a key.
And did you have that key?
Yes.
As for the Ashford gate, can you tell us how that gate operated?
There's an intercom that can be buzzed in from inside. And there's also a hinge that you can open it up automatically by, if you adjust the hinge the right way, you can push it open and get in.
Okay. So can you get in through the Ashford Street side without a key?
Yes.
Can you get in through the Ashford Street gate without somebody buzzing you in?
Yes.
All right, after the defendant left in the limo, what did you do? You said, I think you indicated did you push the
The
button
gate
on the
control.
gate to close it?
Yes, I did.
On the Rockingham gate?
Yes.
What happened next?
So, gate open, waved goodbye, and they drove off. And then I started going back towards my room. And then I saw the red light, or it was a green light on the alarm that it wasn't set.
Where did
So-
you see that?
There's a alarm box, where you set the code. And
Where?
it's in the front door, by the front door.
Outside?
Yeah, outside,
Next to the front door, on the outside of the front door?
to the left,
And that light was green. What did that mean
Yeah.
to you?
that it was open.
That the alarm was not on?
Yes.
And what did you do about that?
Nothing. I went back to my room.
How did you go back to your room? Did you go through the house?
No, I went to the pathway, same way that I came out from.
Why did
All right.
Well, I know there's nothing that Mr. Kalen's told me that Mr. Shapiro hasn't heard on his own.
All right, enough, counsel, enough of that. All right, anything we need to discuss before we invite the jurors to join us? All right, Deputy McNair, let's have the jury, please. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let the record reflect that the jury has now rejoined us, that Mr. Brian Keelan is again on the witness stand under direct examination by Ms. Clark. Good afternoon, Mr. Keelan.
Good afternoon.
You were reminded you were still under oath, sir. Ms. Clark, you may resume with your direct examination.
Good afternoon. I think where we left off, Mr. Kalen, is that the defendant left in a limousine at about 11:15, and you indicated that you went back to your room. Is that right?
Yes.
And when you went back to your room, sir, what did you do?
Okay, I followed the path to my room. I was in my room, and I returned my call to Rachel.
Okay. What do you mean you returned your call to Rachel?
Because I had said that I was going to call her back. I was going to go outside. I said, I'll call you back within 10 minutes, I said.
When you told her that was you had told her you were going to call her back within 10 minutes. That was when you'd heard the thumps.
Yes.
Did you tell her what to do if you did not call her back within 10 minutes?
Sustained.
What else did you say about calling back after 10 minutes?
I made a comment like, start to worry. It was a joking comment.
Were you joking?
Well, it was a nervous joke.
And when you told her that, so after the defendant left for the airport, were you in a hurry to call her back?
Yes.
And why is that?
Well, because I know that my last dialogue with her was that I was going to call.
Miss C says, "How are you today, Moki?" She went to the store to get out. That's what it seems that Miss C did for today. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Stores can be very crowded and can have big lines sometimes. Certain days more than others, I think. And also times of year.
Call her, so I know she was probably wondering why I haven't called her. So I called her right away.
Had you told her what to do if you didn't call her back in 10 minutes besides start worrying?
No.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
Had you told her, other than to start worrying if you didn't call back in 10 minutes, did you tell her to do anything if you didn't call back?
No.
Do you recall testifying at the preliminary hearing in this matter?
To the last question? Or
Do
to
you
the
recall
statement?
testifying concerning what you told Rachel to do if you did not call back within 10 minutes?
No, I don't remember.
It gets icy. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, be careful on those roads. I'm sure y'all have stuff to put on your tires, so it doesn't slip too much. But of course, it could still slip. But yeah, with the snow and ice you're having, I'm sure it's even more tedious than it was on a good day. When a good day, it's even difficult then, with traffic and stuff.
Excuse me. Yeah, a moment, Your Honor. Page 70 of the grand jury transcript.
45 to 60 again begins tomorrow. Okay, that's good for y'all. Where I am, the weather is dropping a little bit. It's getting a little bit cold where I am. It's about the weather that it's been around the 70s, but now it's dropping to 50s, 60s. It'll probably keep on going down. This another front came through. Whoa, didn't expect that. Something just popped open. I like pressed something and and I didn't expect that. But anyway, we'll continue.
And page 106 of the preliminary hearing. Excuse me one moment. And you recall testifying at the preliminary hearing and before the grand jury in this matter, sir,
Yes.
to what you've been testifying to before this jury?
Yes.
Same subject matter, is that right?
Yes.
And do you recall testifying to your state of mind at the time that you told Rachel Ferrara to start worrying if she doesn't hear from you in 10 minutes?
Yes, I said that.
And do you recall what you said your state of mind was at that time?
Scared. Yes.
And what else?
I don't remember.
You recall testifying that you were worried?
Oh, scared and worried. Okay.
And when you went back to call Rachel Ferrara, how long had it been since you hung up the phone with her to go and investigate the South Pathway when you called her back after the defendant left for the airport?
I guess it would be about 20 to 25 minutes.
So can you estimate for us what time it was when you finally called her back?
It had to be about 11:15, 11:20.
All right, and did something interrupt the phone call with Rachel?
Yes, during the phone call.
What happened?
A call waiting beep.
You have call waiting on your phone?
Yes.
And what happens when you're talking on the phone and another call comes in?
It makes a beep noise.
And that occurred about what time?
At about 11:40, I thought.
And who was on the other line?
OJ.
And what did he say to you?
That he forgot to alarm the house, that I should alarm it.
And had you ever done that before?
No.
So what did you do when he asked you to alarm the house?
Well, he told me a code, and he said there's buttons that you press. So I wrote down the code, and then I told Rachel after I hung up, I said I have to go and alarm the house.
So you told the defendant after he gave you the code that you would go and do it?
Yes.
Then what happened?
Hold on.
Is that a legal objection?
Yes. It's not a question.
It's foundational to the question.
Proceed.
You hung up with Rachel, and what did you do?
Okay, when I hung up on OJ in the call waiting, then I hung up on Rachel and said I'd be back, I went to alarm the house.
And where did you go to do that?
I had to go take the path again to the front door. The left of the front door is a pad with buttons, and I pressed the alarm.
Okay. And that path that you're talking about, sir, where does that run along? What street does that?
You pass Ashford. It's the path I've been taking.
And the control pad was outside the front door?
Outside the front door.
And you set the alarm at that time then?
Yes, I did.
Did you notice any difference in the light? You earlier indicated you saw that the alarm light was green. After you set it, what color was it?
After you set it, he said to wait a few seconds and it goes red. And I waited till it was red, and when I was finished with that, I went right back to the room.
Okay, and what did you do when you went back to the room?
I called Rachel back.
And what did you talk with her about that time?
I just said that that was OJ on the call waiting, that I alarmed the house, and I just said, the thumping, I was just going, God, this is weird.
And you talked again about the noises, the thumps that you'd heard about 10:40, 10:45?
Yes, because I never went back.
So were you still worried about those noises?
Yes.
Were you still worried that there might be somebody back there?
Sustained.
What were you worried about?
Well, I don't know about back, but there was a noise that someone might be around.
Somewhere?
Somewhere.
Near the house?
Somewhere in the property.
How long did you stay on the phone with Rachel at this point?
Oh, after I called her back again?
Right. After you set the alarm.
Boy, I think
called again.
I stayed on probably an hour, hour and a half. It was pretty long.
So were you still on the phone with her at midnight?
Yes, I think I was.
Do you recall hearing any voices on the property around midnight?
No.
Or any other sounds like those thumping sounds?
No.
Or any footsteps?
No.
Were you still on the phone with her at 12:30?
I believe so.
Did you hear Chachi barking?
No.
At any point that night, did you hear Chachi bark?
No.
Can you tell us what the weather was like that night?
It was like 65 degrees, sort of cool, and it was a little mist, not a semi-fog.
Semi-fog?
I wasn't, a dense fog or anything. It just seemed like it was just a little bit cloudy. Wasn't a clear night.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit misty.
Yeah, a little mist.
So were you hot or sweating that night?
No.
When you went out with Mr. Simpson to McDonald's for food, was he hot or sweaty?
As best I could tell, no.
All right. Well, what time did you end your phone call with Rachel?
I think about 1 a.m.
And about what time did you go to sleep?
I went to turn the light off about 1:30 a.m.
Okay. How did you sleep that night?
It was toss and turning, not a good sleep.
And why was that?
I guess I was worried. I just wasn't sleeping well. I had thoughts in my head, and it wasn't. I just still had thoughts of the night, the noise, and I just wasn't sleeping.
You had thoughts of the noise? You mean the
The
thumps?
thumps.
Did you hear any noises that disturbed your sleep?
No.
Can you tell us what when the buzzer at the Ashford gate is pressed to be opened? Somebody
Yes.
standing outside the gate wants to get in. They push that button. What sound does it make inside the house?
The phones ring.
It's the phone ringing?
A phone that rings. Yes.
Right. Do you recall hearing that sound of the phone ringing in the main house after you went to sleep that night?
Yes.
Can you describe what you heard?
During the night, I didn't know the time. It was tossing. I didn't think it was real, but it was a constant ring. The phone was ringing and ringing, and it is a different ring to it. It's a business phone, and it was ringing and ringing. And I was just going, oh my God, who's calling? And it continually just was ringing and ringing.
And this was after you'd gone to sleep at
Yes.
1:30. Do you know exactly what time it was when you heard that?
I don't know the exact time, but I would guess 3:30 or 4 possibly.
Or 5,
It
6? Do you
Could-
know?
No, I don't know the exact time.
Did you look at your clock or anything when you heard the ringing?
No.
You stayed in bed.
Yes.
You kept your eyes closed?
Yeah, it was the ringing in my head, and I was trying to sleep, but I thought it was maybe a dream, but it was just ringing and ringing.
Now, at some point, were you awakened?
Yes.
By what?
There was a knocking, banging at the door.
And who was at the door?
4 detectives.
And do you recall what time it was when those 4 detectives knocked on your door? Or came to your door?
I thought it was between 5 and 6 a.m.
Can you tell us what those officers were dressed in? How did they appear?
Suit, coat, and tie.
All of them?
Yes.
Do you recall which ones were wearing, if they were all wearing coats or whether some were not?
Oh, it's leading is what it is. Leading.
Do you recall whether or not all of them were wearing coats?
I think they all were wearing suit coats.
Are you sure?
I mean, no, I'm not 100% sure, but I thought they were wearing coats.
Were they all wearing ties?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they were wearing ties, yes.
Did they ask something of you when you opened the door?
They said police.
And did they ask you any questions?
After I opened the door?
Yes.
Yes.
What was that?
It was, who are you? Do you live here? Who else lives here? Do I own a car or a truck?
They ask what your name is?
Yes, that's my name.
Now, what was your condition at the time?
I'm sorry. Mr. Kalin, have you finished telling us what they asked you?
I'm going in my head what else was asked in that in the beginning, but yeah, that was the beginning of what they asked me.
What was your state of mind or your condition at the time that those officers knocked on your door?
Well, I was shooken up. There was 4 strangers at my door, and I didn't know what was going on, so I was very startled.
Did you feel? Can you tell us whether you felt disoriented or confused.
Oh, yes.
Did you expect to see officers at your door between 5 and 6 in the morning?
No.
Now, do you recall how many officers there were at your door?
4.
Right, and who was the one speaking to you when you first opened the door?
I don't know his name. I don't know that detective's name.
Okay, was it Phil Van Adder?
No.
Was it Tom Lang?
No.
Was it Mark Furman?
No.
Was it Ron Phillips?
If that was the 4th detective, yes.
Okay. But you know who Phil Van Adder is, right?
Yes.
You know who Tom Lang is?
Yes.
You know who Mark Furman is?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't one of those?
No.
Okay. It was the 4th guy.
Yes.
When they asked if you lived there, what did you say?
Yes, I stayed in this the guest house.
What did you tell when the 4 officers first came to your door? What did you tell them?
Well, I also had said, "Is everything okay?" I said, "Did OJ's plane crash?" I was.
Did you say OJ's plane or did you say the plane?
Sustained. It's leading.
Do you recall whether you said it was OJ's plane or the
Well,
plane?
I possibly could have said the plane crash. The plane crash. I could have, and I think I did. I was worried about a plane crash.
And did they respond to that?
No.
Was that the first thing you said?
It was one of the very first, if not the first.
Okay. Did you tell them who lived there?
Gosh, I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did.
Okay. At some point, did you direct them to Arnell's house?
Yes.
In the Arnell's unit? And why was that?
They had asked who else lived on the grounds, and I pointed to her room.
Did they ever ask if they could get into the house or someone could help them with that?
They asked me if I had keys to the house, if I could get into the house. I said no, and that's why I pointed to, I believe, Arnell.
And after you pointed out Arnell's unit, what happened next?
So I pointed to Arnell's unit, and they knocked on her door. I believe it was two detectives went and knocked on the door, and they pounded on the door for a while, and then Arnell came out.
And you saw Arnell come out?
Yes.
And where were you when she did that?
At my doorway.
And was which officers were staying with you?
One was Detective Furman, and I don't know the other one.
Okay. Are you sure there were 2 detectives staying with you?
No.
Did you have a conversation with Detective Furman?
Yes.
By the way, when the officers went over to Arnell's door, can you tell us how long it took her to answer before she answered?
Boy, they pounded for a while, and I guess it seemed like 2 minutes might have been a very long time for the pounding that was going on. Is it 2 to 3 minutes?
Okay. And during that time that they were knocking on her door, what were you doing?
I was wondering why she wasn't getting the door, because it
Okay.
seemed pretty loud. And that was it.
Were you talking to anyone?
I think I was.
Who?
I think it was Detective Furman.
And what were you telling him? Was he asking you questions at that time?
We went in my room after Arnell came out.
Okay. What happened when you and Detective Furman went into your room?
Yes.
Okay. After Arnell came out and you and Detective went into your room, Detective Furman went into your room, what happened next?
He asked me some questions.
Okay. What did he... Before he asked you questions, what did he do in the room?
He looked around the room.
Okay. And what do you mean he looked around the room?
Well, he was in my room, and I was kind of pointing things out in the room.
Okay. Do you have closets in that room?
Yes.
Can you indicate where on this photograph those closets are?
Yeah, in the on the top photograph here.
Okay, direct the light.
It's straight against. Go straight up, and go to a little bit to your right. Right there.
Okay, this door is a closet?
There's doors there, correct?
These two doors?
Two of them, right. Now, the one on the on your far right, that's more the clothes closet, and the other one has just a little like stove in it. You could store things in, but it's more not a closet, but like a little stoves in there, and you can stack stuff up on top.
Okay. Do you recall whether those closet doors were open or closed when Detective Furman stepped in your room that night or morning?
I don't recall.
And so you showed him around the room?
Yeah, I pointed through. I mean, the closet for me, I probably had it open, but I showed him the room,
And he looked around?
and he looked around.
What did he ask you?
He asked me what I wore last night, the night before.
And what did you do?
I showed him.
And where were those clothes?
There's a chair that I usually hung things on. So my pants were there, and then I had boots. And he looked at the boots, and he examined the bottoms of the boots.
So he looked at your clothing and your boots?
Yes.
What else did he ask you?
He asked me, well, I still showed him like the typewriter, what I was doing that night. I showed him the office. I said, that's the typewriter I was trying to type yesterday. And I brought up the noise, the thumps that I heard to him.
Did he ask you where you'd been the night before?
No, I don't. He asked me what I have did the night before, and I told him about talking to Rachel.
And at any point, do you recall discussing with him whether or not you'd been drinking or doing any drugs the night before?
Yes, he asked me that. And he gave me a test.
What kind of test did he give you?
I think it was a pen.
He took a pen out?
A pen, he might have had a light in my eyes. But he had a pen, and I followed it.
He made you follow the pen?
Yes.
Watching back and forward? Okay. Can you tell us how you looked that night when you got woken up between 5 and 6 a.m.?
How I looked that night?
Mm-hmm.
Very tired.
How about your eyes?
Red.
Okay.
And I mean, they were very red, and I just read, and I think he might have assumed that. He asked me if I was smoking marijuana.
Okay. Had you been?
No.
All right. You told him about the thumps on the wall?
Yes.
Did you tell him what time you heard those thumps?
At the best of my recollection, I don't remember if I told him the time on that. I told him about the noise I heard.
Mm-hmm. You don't remember if you told him what time or not?
I don't think I did.
You don't think you did?
I don't remember if I right now. I don't know if I did. I know I said I heard this noise, these thumps. To him, I told.
Okay. All right. What is the state of your answer, sir? Is it that you do not remember whether or not you told him, or you think you did not?
That I do not remember.
You don't remember.
I don't remember.
You might have told him?
I might have.
Okay. Did you tell him that you had gone out to that walkway area twice earlier that night to investigate the thumps?
No.
All right. You indicated also that you told him about Rachel. What did you say about that?
I was telling her that I was telling about the night before, and I was talking to her most of the night.
Did you have any conversation with him about the defendant's white Ford Bronco?
No.
All right. Do you recall whether or not you had any conversation with him about seeing a limousine at the house the night before?
I think I did tell him that about the limousine.
Okay. Did you ever tell him what time the defendant left the house?
I don't think I did at that time. No.
Anything else happened during your any other conversation that you can remember?
No, I think after we did the test, we're all going to go inside the main house.
Okay. How long did your conversation with Detective Furman last, sir?
I think about 5 minutes inside the room.
Is that an estimate you're giving us?
Estimate about 5 minutes.
After your conversation, what did you do?
I followed whatever they told me to do. I did, so we all went outside.
Okay. Did he tell you to come outside?
Yes.
And where did he take you?
I followed through into the main house.
Okay. Who did you follow?
I believe Arnell was leading with Key and the rest of the detectives.
Okay, so you actually saw Arnell walking into the house ahead of you?
Yes.
And did you walk in behind her
Yes.
with Detective Furman?
Yes.
When you entered the house, did you enter before or after Detective Furman?
I think I was before.
Okay. You were ahead of him?
I was ahead of him.
And when you entered the house, what area did you go to?
When you go into that door, there's a bar area. And I went to the bar area.
You went to the bar area?
Yes.
And what did you do at the bar area?
They asked me to have a seat there.
Detective Furman?
I believe so.
So you sat at the bar area, did you?
Yes.
Then what happened?
Well, I sat at one of the stools, the bar, and then Detective Van Etter sat next to me.
Now, after you sat down at the bar area, where did Detective Furman go? Did he stay with you?
No,
Did he leave?
he wasn't in the room with me.
Did he leave after you sat
Yeah,
at the
he
bar?
wasn't in the room, so he left.
And then Phil Van Adder came and sat down and talked to you, did he?
Yes.
And what did you tell him?
I went over pretty much the same things and told him more about the entire night. And he wrote things down.
He took notes?
Yes.
Recall during your conversation with Detective Van Adder what you told him about where Mr. Simpson was?
Yes.
And what did you tell him?
That he was on a flight. He went to Chicago.
Now we have people's...
Two, please.
Okay. Do you see the area that you have earlier been discussing called the bar area?
Yes.
Would you please direct the light, sir?
Go straight up. That's the seats. That's the bar.
Okay. Is that where you sat?
I sat in no, next one. That one.
You sat in that chair?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive that was the chair.
All right. And that's where Detective Furman asked you to sit earlier?
Yes.
Where did Detective Van Adder come and sit when he spoke to you?
Next to it, though, that one.
Now, you indicated that you told him that the defendant was in Chicago?
Yes.
Okay. And did you tell Detective Van Adder what time the defendant left?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you tell him?
That he took a limo to the airport, and I thought it was about 11:15.
So you told Detective Van Adder what time
Yes.
the defendant left. At the time that you had this discussion with Detective Van Adder, was Mark Furman standing near you?
No.
What else did you tell Detective Van Adder?
That I also told him about the noises, the thumps that I heard.
Did you tell him what time you heard the thumps?
I believe so.
And what did you tell him?
That I heard the thumps at about 10:40. That I was on the phone at the time. I thought there was an earthquake. My picture moved.
And at that time, were you and Detective Van Adder alone in the bar area?
Yes, my back was. I was facing the front of the bar, and I couldn't see behind me. But I believe we were just the two in that area. I'm pretty positive.
All right. While you were seated at the bar area with Phil, towards the end of that conversation, did something occur that drew your attention?
Oh yes.
And what was that?
Arnell had like screamed.
What did she scream?
She said, "Oh my God!"
And where did that sound appear to be coming from?
The kitchen.
On this photograph, sir, I know it's not depicted in the photograph. Can you tell us in a general direction the kitchen would be?
Do you know the seat that I was in?
Yeah, start there, direct the dot.
And go to your right all the way. Yeah, past, but it's off, but it's being there. Past
That
there
direction.
yet.
Okay. And can you walk from the bar area into the kitchen area? Is there like a hallway there?
Yes.
So you heard her scream, "Oh my God." And then what happened?
And I was sitting there and I knew something was very wrong.
Then what happened?
And I believe the detective finished the interview with me, and he had told me what had happened.
Okay. And what did he tell you?
That Nicole was murdered.
And when after he told you that, well, at the time that he told you that, was it just, again, you and he alone in the bar area?
I think at that moment we were alone, and I think then Arnell was walking in also.
As he was telling you?
Yes.
And where did she walk in from? What direction?
That with the kitchen area back into the bar area.
And then after Arnell came into the bar area, what happened next?
We hugged
And then?
Went to the kitchen area.
Who went into the kitchen area?
I think we all were in there. In the kitchen area from what I remember.
When you say we all, who are you talking about?
Well, I went with Detective Vanetta in there, and I think Detective Lang was in there, and Arnell was there, and then there's a phone call that was going to be made.
Okay. You indicated earlier there was a fourth detective whose name you do not recall. Was he in there as well?
I believe so.
Did you see Detective Furman in there at that time?
The other two, I can't be 100% positive if he was in there or not. It seemed.
Who do you recall seeing in the kitchen, Mr. Kalin?
I recall Detective Vanetta and Arnell and myself and Detective Lang, and that's I'm sure on. And I think the others too, but I'm not sure.
Okay, and who was making the phone call that you're talking about?
Arnell was making the call.
So you saw her with the phone in her hand, did you?
Yes.
And did you hear her speak to someone?
She was trying to, yes.
I have here a photograph. I'd ask you aren't equals. Equals 141. It was corrected apparently.
All right.
Showing you people's 141, sir. Can you tell us? You can look at your monitor. Do you recognize that area?
Yes. It's the kitchen.
That's the kitchen area, sir?
Yes, it is.
All right. Where is the phone that you're talking about?
Okay, do you have the light?
Yeah.
Straight against the wall.
Which wall?
Go straight right now, right there, now down. And to your right. Right there.
All right. That's the phone right there?
You're on the phone, yes.
All right. And you saw Arnell on that phone?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And at some point, did she remain on the phone and have a conversation?
No.
What did she do?
She started crying.
And then what did she do?
She handed the phone to, I believe, Detective Lang.
And what did Detective Lang do?
He got on the phone and said what happened to, I believe, Nicole's mother.
Now, did you remain in the kitchen at that point?
Yes, I was in the kitchen.
All right. Do you recall saying anything to Phil Van Adder after that phone call with that Arnell and Detective Lang had with the Brown family?
Yes.
What?
I had mentioned to him about that noise that I heard, the thumps, if it meant anything.
Did you ask him anything about it?
Yes.
What did you ask?
I said, did you ever check on that noise that I heard behind the wall?
And what was his response?
Like a shrug. He didn't really answer.
All right. Now, after that point, you remained in the kitchen still?
Yes.
Did anyone ever ask you about, at that point, while you were in the kitchen, about the white Ford Bronco?
Yes.
And what did they ask you? Who, first of all?
I thought it was Detective Van Adder.
Detective Van Adder?
Van Adder.
And what did he ask you?
If there's keys to the Bronco.
And what was your response?
I said, yeah, I think there's keys somewhere. And I started to look for keys.
And you did look for keys then?
Yes, I did.
Did you find any?
I found the key, not the key, but I found keys, not the Bronco keys.
You never found any keys to the Bronco?
No.
Did anyone help you look for keys to the Bronco?
I thought I was doing it on my own. Arnell might have, but I know I was. But I was going through some drawers.
Anybody ever find keys to the Bronco?
No, not when I was there.
At some point, do you recall seeing Sidney and Justin at the house?
Yes, I do.
And where did you see them?
They were in the kitchen. They showed up in the kitchen.
When was the first time that you saw them? Before or after you spoke to Detective Van Adder at the bar area?
It was after that.
What did you do, if anything, with the children in the kitchen?
Justin started playing video games on the TV that's to the side. You can't see it in the shot, but it's right by the chairs there. I don't know. To the right of the picture, you can't see it in there, but that's what the TV is. It hooks up to a video games. And Sydney was lying on the little nook couch.
Okay. Showing... Showing you People's 142, Mr. Kalin, can you tell us whether you can see the television that you've earlier described?
Yes, you can.
And where is it?
It's right. Yes, straight right there.
Now, at some point, how were you dressed at this particular time, if you recall?
I think I had just a shirt on and I think pajama bottoms. I'm pretty sure.
Is a T-shirt?
A T-shirt.
Did you ask for permission to change those clothes at any point?
Yes, I did.
And was that before or after you saw the children in the kitchen?
I think it was while they were there that I went to my room, changed.
Do you recall whether a police officer escorted you to your room or not?
I don't recall.
And but did you go back to your room and change clothes?
Yes, I did.
After you changed clothes, where did you go?
Back into the kitchen area.
And what happened after you got back into the kitchen area?
I was playing with Justin, and Sydney was lying on the little. There's a couch over here also that she was lying on trying to sleep.
What happened? At some point, were you asked to leave the property?
Yes, I was.
How long after changing clothes was that?
I think maybe 10 minutes.
When you left, and did you leave the property then when you were asked to leave?
Yes, I went on Ashford.
Did you leave on your own or were you escorted out?
Escorted out.
By a police officer?
Yes.
Were you warned of anything as you were escorted out of the property?
Yes.
And what was that?
They said be careful of the blood.
Were they pointing to some areas on the ground?
Well, they were just kind of walking me, and they didn't point. They were walking with me, and they said be careful of the blood, and I looked down.
Did you see blood?
Yes.
Okay. Where was that?
In the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
picture we saw earlier, at the front door.
Let me come back to that.
All right, I'll show it. I got it. Okay. Very nice, Judy. Excellent. Yeah, that is the show pattern. Oh, it's extremely professionally done. I like the different colors, the all synchronized together well. Very gets it. Okay. Okay. I like the yarn. It's also neatly placed. Yeah, very pretty. Yeah, black, white, and gray. Yes, and you synchronize the colors just perfectly, just perfectly. Yeah, I like the show patterns. It's very cool. All right, let's see. Right. Oh, newspaper color. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could see a newspaper color just like in those coffee shops, in those places. You have they'll have their newspapers. That's just a perfect clothing for somebody in that type of setting. I could see it, and the seashells. It almost looks like chocolate cookies or a cake. That's what it looks like. Yeah, very well designed. Indeed. All right. And going over here.
After you were escorted out, where were you escorted out to?
Okay, I went out the driveway,
Mhm.
and they asked me to wait on Ashford. They said that two uniformed police would take me to a station.
And did you go out to Ashford and wait?
Yes, I did.
And what happened after you waited on Ashford?
I waited for someone to pick me up.
Did they?
The ones that were supposed to didn't. Two others were there that took me.
And where did they take you to?
Um, I don't know the station, what it's called. I think it's pretty near the, it's like a 10-minute drive, I think. Whatever station it's called. I think it's past Bundy.
Mhm.
If you follow Bundy down, I don't know the.
All right. And did you then give an interview to the police officers at the station?
Yes.
Do you recall who those officers were?
Yes.
Who?
Brian Carr and Paul Tippin.
And what did you tell them?
I went over everything that I'd said before.
What you've told us here today?
Yes.
Can you recall whether, when you were in the room with Detective Furman, you had that's the first police officer I guess you spoke to, is that right?
Yes.
Did you tell him, when you talked about the thumps, did you describe for him what you heard and what you saw in your room?
Yes.
What did you tell him in that regard?
I was excited. I said, and then I heard these thumps. There was like 3 thumps, and my picture moved. I thought we had an earthquake.
Did you tell him what you thought?
That-
About that, whether or not you had
That
an
it could be
earthquake?
something, and someone might have been around.
And then when you indicate that as you were leaving the house that morning, a police officer escorted you out of the house?
Yes.
Did they have a hand on your arm?
I think so. I think they were just walking me out.
And did they steer you around those blood drops you described?
I steered myself. I saw and I didn't step near.
People's Exhibit number 112.
That's the foyer area?
Yes, it is.
And is that, you indicated you saw blood drops in that area?
Yes.
People's Exhibit number 121.
Did it look like that?
Yes.
Now, during the time that you were speaking to the detectives those early morning hours of June the 13th, sir, can you describe your state of mind, your mental condition?
Tired. Disorientated. Shook up.
How long did you speak to the police officers at the station, the West LA station?
The actual talking, I was there a long time. The actual talking, I don't know how long it was, hour here, then waited again, like another hour or two, and then they came back. And it seemed like about another hour. I was there a long time.
Do you recall approximately what time it was when you completed that interview?
I thought it was about 4 o'clock.
And what did you do then?
They took me. I was going to go back to the house. They said probably not a good idea to, because I didn't know there was all news cameras there. And
You were going to go back to Rockingham, were you?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they asked me if I want to be dropped off somewhere instead.
And what was your response?
Okay.
And where did you go?
To a friend's house.
And who was that friend?
Grant Kramer.
When you got to Grant Kramer's house, did you have a conversation with him?
Yes, we talked.
And what did you tell him?
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
Did you talk about what had happened the night before?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did Grant Kramer ask you any questions?
Grant was doing a lot of talk. He was talking. Yes, they're very excited.
Okay. Did you talk back?
Yes.
And what was the subject matter of your conversation?
Objection.
Hearsay?
Yes.
Sustained.
May I approach?
Yes, with the report, please.
What was your frame of mind when you spoke to Grant Kramer?
Irrelevant.
Overruled.
Objection.
Overruled.
I was exhausted.
Can you tell us whether you were calm or agitated?
I was exhausted, yet I still had like energy that I was all excited.
You were all excited?
I was exhausted, but I still had the, you know, there was so much going on. I mean, I was tired, but I knew I couldn't sleep.
Mhm. Did you get a phone call? Were you at Grant Kramer's house?
At some point, yes.
From who?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. Just from who?
From an attorney.
Did you have a lawyer at that time?
No.
What was his name?
Objection.
Grounds.
Hearsay.
Overruled.
It was Howard Weitzman.
He introduced himself to you, did he?
On the phone, yes.
Okay. And did you have a conversation with him?
Yes.
Who else did you talk to?
OJ.
On the telephone?
Yes.
You talked to him after you spoke to Mr. Weitzman?
I think they both were on.
At the same time?
Yes.
So when you were on the phone, were you were speaking to the defendant and his lawyer, Mr. Weitzman, at the same time?
I was talking to Howard Weitzman, but then I thought that OJ came on, so I thought they were all on. I mean, I don't know, I didn't see, but I thought it was like a three-way call.
And who else did you talk to?
I think that was it. You mean on
During
the phone?
On the phone.
I don't remember right now.
During the time that you lived at Rockingham, were you acquainted with anyone who worked for the defendant?
Yes.
Who worked for the defendant?
Skip Taft.
Who else? Who is
Uh,
Skip Taft?
He's OJ's attorney for business, I believe.
Okay. Who else?
Robert Kardashian.
And what did he do for the defendant?
I don't know what the job was. I think they're friends. I don't know business-wise, but I know they're friends.
Okay. Who else?
On the phone? Or
No,
who other friends?
Who worked for the defendant? When you lived on Rockingham.
Kathy Randa.
Okay. Did you talk to her on the telephone that day?
I think I might have.
Was that during that same phone call?
I think so.
Do you recall who it was that initially placed the call to you at Grant Kramer's house?
It could have been Kathy plugging me into Howard Weitzman, or Howard Weitzman. I don't remember. I know I talked to him though.
Okay. So in that phone call at Grant Kramer's house, you spoke to who?
To Howard Weitzman and OJ, and I think Kathy Randa also.
Okay. And who is Kathy Randa?
OJ's secretary.
How long did you talk to them for that first time?
It wasn't very long. I'd say like 5 minutes.
And what did they say?
They said to tell the truth.
Really? Who told you that?
They both did.
Who's both?
Howard Weitzman and OJ.
How'd they
It
know
was-
where to call you?
I don't know.
You didn't tell them you were going to Grant's house?
I think it was on my. I called the house up on Rockingham and said I was at a friend's house. But I don't know who answered. I can't remember who answered the phone at the house.
Did you leave a phone number where you could be reached?
I must have. I think.
Why did you call the house?
I'm trying to remember if I did. I think I was just seeing what's going on.
And you made
I-
that phone call from where?
Well, I was at the police station to make a phone call, and I had my own line, so I called in. That's when I knew something. That was a big media event. But I don't. When I went to Grants, I don't remember giving out the number there. I just don't remember. I could have. I don't know.
So you were at the police station. Was it before or after the interview with the police that you called the defendant?
I didn't call.
You said you called the house.
House. There was people there. I don't.
Who were you?
No. I
You were at
think
the
it was a
police
relative
station.
that picked up.
Hold on. Mr. Keelan, let Ms. Clark finish asking
Okay.
the question. Ms. Clark, let him finish speaking before you ask the next question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You called the house before or after the interview?
It had to be after the interview with
The police
the police.
at the West LA station.
Yes.
It was after?
It had to be because I was there. I didn't make any phone calls when I was there until after they were through with me.
All right. And what phone number did you call?
My phone.
You called your phone?
Yes.
But you weren't home.
No, but I was calling to see my messages.
Okay, you were calling to get your messages played
Yes.
back? And did you call into the main house?
Not from there. I don't remember calling from Grant's house either, though. But I could have. I probably did. But
Okay. Do you remember calling the defendant to tell him or to let someone at the house know where you'd be?
Overruled.
I probably did. Because I'm sure they were worried about me where I was.
They were worried about you? How long had you known the defendant?
It was at his house for 6 months. I met him before that, like 4 months before.
You went out on the night of June the 12th to McDonald's with him, is that right?
Yes.
Had you ever gone out to dinner with him before?
Yes.
How many times?
Maybe 2 or 3. And
In-
at the also ate at the Gretna Greenhouse. Not out, but in the house.
Okay. Well, you were staying at the Gretna Greenhouse, weren't
Right,
you?
when he would come over.
Okay. And the 2 or 3 times that you had dinner with the defendant, was that in the Rockingham location in the residence?
Oh, no, out at restaurants.
And what restaurants were those?
We went actually to a Sizzler with the kids. And
And who else? The kids and who else?
just myself and OJ.
And Sydney and Justin?
Yes, and my daughter Tiffany.
And your daughter Tiffany?
Yes.
And how many times did you go out with the defendant, just you and he?
Not often at all.
How many times?
Maybe once, if that.
During the 6 months that you lived at Rockingham, did you go out with the defendant alone to dinner, ever?
No.
After that first phone call, in which you spoke to the defendant, Kathy Randa, and the defendant's lawyer, Howard Weitzman,
Yes.
did you have another conversation with them?
That same day,
Yes.
I could have. I mean, I don't remember.
Did you also have a conversation with Skip Taft?
Yes.
And was that in the first phone call as well?
I don't remember if it's the first phone call.
And did you have a second phone call with any of the people we've mentioned, Skip Taft, Howard Weitzman, Kathy Randa, or the defendant?
I think I had another phone call with Howard Weitzman.
And who else did you talk to in that second phone call?
I don't remember what day it was, the phone call. It might have been to Robert Shapiro that I
No,
met.
I'm talking about on June the 13th at Grant Kramer's house.
I don't know. I talked to Howard Weitzman and to OJ and Kathy Randa. That phone call, I don't remember.
Okay, after that phone call, did you have another phone call from any of those people at Grant Kramer's house on June the 13th?
Kathy Randa might have called.
Again?
Yes.
And who did you speak to in that second phone call?
It's possible I spoke to OJ.
Again? For how long?
Probably a very short time. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. And who else did you speak to in that second phone call?
I don't remember. I don't know if it was Howard Weitzman again or not.
You spoke to the defendant and someone else?
Boy. I just can't, I can't remember the phone call. The one phone call, I'm trying to remember and I can't.
Okay, how long did you speak to the defendant in the first phone call?
Maybe it's like 2 to 3 minutes.
And you spoke to him for how long in the second phone call?
Probably the same amount of time, maybe 5 max.
And during the second phone call, who did you talk to besides the defendant?
I don't know.
And in the first phone call, when you spoke to Howard Weitzman, how long did you speak to him?
Maybe 5 minutes.
And how long did you speak to Kathy Randa?
2 minutes.
And how long did you speak to Skip Taft?
I can't give like exact times. I don't know, 5 minutes.
And in the second phone call, what did you discuss with the defendant?
Oh, okay, that's nice. So I hope you have a good day tomorrow, Lori, with your job. Glad that he's moving in with you. Staff only, and love vitamin B really help with energy. Well, that's good. That's good. Bad, tired feeling, order vitamin B12. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, vitamins are very important to take, and I'm glad that you are taking them. And it sounds like you had a very active day, Lori. And it's very noble of you to help him and look after him. So, I think it's maybe been a while since you went to the school, I think from what you told me. So, if it was because the holiday, probably. Because I think you returned after the operation, then maybe if I'm remembering correctly, then after in December, there was a holiday. So yeah, that's good you're returning, and everything will be going well. Yes, it is. I remember when I was in school, going back was a shocker indeed. Yeah. Okay, Moki, thank you for the information. Jury selection tomorrow and trial for girl who offed her parents. Okay, thank you.
I said I couldn't believe what was going on. And I was just talking about that.
About what?
I don't know. The night of strange things, I said I heard the thumping noise.
Did the defendant tell you what occurred with him after he got back from Chicago? Or did you know?
What had occurred to him after Chicago?
After he got back from Chicago, right.
No, I didn't know.
You weren't watching TV?
The TV might have been on. I knew it at some point, but I didn't know exactly what was all going on. I knew that he was arrested.
Did you talk to him about that?
I think so. I really don't know the dialogue.
What time was it when you left the police station to go to Grant Kramer's house?
I think at 4 o'clock or so. 4:15.
Okay, after the second phone call, what happened next? That is the second phone call from the defendant to you at Grant Kramer's house.
I don't know. I stayed at Grant's house for a while.
Did you eventually leave his house?
Yes.
And where did you go?
I went back to the Rockingham house.
And why?
All right, so this is information about it. Jury selection is scheduled to begin tomorrow, Monday, January 5, 26, in the high-profile murder trial of Sarah Grace Patrick in Carroll County, Georgia. Case details. Patrick is charged with 2025 murder of her mother, Christine Brock, and her stepfather, James Brock. The incident. Prosecutors allege the victims were killed during a domestic incident at their home. Legal status. Patrick was 17 years old at the time of the offense and is being tried as an adult. Significance. This is considered one of the earliest and most closely watched major trials in 26 in the Metro Atlanta, North Georgia region. For other high-profile cases, similar themes, Carly Gregg, who has also killed her mother, was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in late 24 and is currently appealing her sentence as of late 25. All right.
Why did you do that?
I have my clothes there.
Did
I
someone ask you to go back?
Um, I don't remember. I think I just went back.
You don't remember?
I went back. Yes, I went back, and OJ was there.
Did he ask you to come back?
He could have. And I did come back.
So what time did you go back to Rockingham?
I think it was late. I think it was dark. I don't know the times, but Grant took me back.
Grant gave you a ride to the defendant's house?
Yes.
And this was after you had learned that he had been arrested for 2 murders, is that right?
Yes.
You went back to Rockingham.
Yes.
And when you got back to Rockingham, who was there?
It was filled with people.
Who?
I didn't even know the people. It was a lot of relatives, friends, faces that I didn't know, and relatives, Arnell and Jason, and
Okay, do you recall what time it was when you got there exactly?
I thought it was maybe 9:30 or 10. I don't know the time. I know the news was on.
Do you recall what time it was when you left Grant Kramer's house to go to Rockingham
I don't know the time
at all?
at all.
As jury selection begins on 5 January 26 for the Sarah Grace Patrick's double murder trial, defense from her supporters centers on her character and nature of the evidence and her family history. Support for Patrick typically falls into the following categories: lack of physical evidence. Her grandfather, Dennis Nolan, has been a vocal defender, arguing that there is no physical evidence such as DNA, murder weapon linking her to the shootings. The defense maintains that the prosecution's case is primarily circumstantial and based on her digital footprint. Good kid quotations. Reputation. She has the good kid reputation. Supporters include some family and friends, and her pastor describe her as a church-going youngster who was kind, humble, and protective of her siblings. Witnesses at her bond hearing testified that she had no prior criminal history and was not considered a threat before the incident. Mental health and trauma. Discussions of her defense has highlighted a troubled upbringing involving a contentious divorce, allegations of trauma. Her legal team recently requested time for neuropsychological evaluation, suggesting her mental state will be a key factor in the trial. Alternative explanations for the behavior or her social media activity reaching out to TikTok influencers appeared suspicious to some. Her supporters view it as a manifestation of a teenager going through a horrible moment, seeking support and attention. Friends solve crime. Oh, okay, Missy, thank you. Presumption of innocence. Many defenders empathize that she is innocent until proven guilty and believe she has been unfairly judged by the community and national media prior to the trial. Those are some reasons why. Yes, allegations of drug use in the household are a significant part of the defense's narrative as jury selection begins on January 26. You're very welcome, Moki. All right, past allegations. During a 2019 custody battle when Sarah Grace Patrick was 11, her biological father filed an emergency application alleging that Christine and James Brock had exposed the children to meth and marijuana. Victim background. James Brock was reportedly serving probation for drug offenses related to ice and marijuana at the time. Child's testimony. At age 11, Sarah reportedly told police she was aware of drug presence and use in the home, stated that she felt unsafe. Crime scene reports. Unconfirmed local reports and social media discussions following the murder suggest that marijuana may have been present in the parents' room at the time of the shooting. Expert witness claims. Defense experts, including Dr. Sue Cornbluth, that's an interesting name, have noted that the drugs and alcohol were involved in a contentious home life, which they argue contributed to a history of trauma for the defendant. These allegations are expected to be used by defense to establish a troubled home environment as potential motive or mitigating factor during the trial. This will be blame the victim's case. Right. And tomorrow I will certainly be interested to see how it goes. I believe it'll be a jury selection or whatever's on. I'll see. I'll go look at it. All right. Now tomorrow I will do an earlier live stream, and perhaps we'll see if Abs comes. But I'll also check this out. Whatever comes on of this, if something's on, I'll look at it. All right, let's see. Yes, authorities were officially notified of drug use in the household years before the murders, though court proceedings but results of those interventions remain a central part of the contention for the defense. As jury selection begins on January 5, 26. Yes, yeah, early live stream. Defense strategy highlights a perceived failure by the system to protect Sarah Grace Patrick following these reports. 2019 emergency filing. In November 2019, Patrick, biological father, filed an emergency custody application alleging that her mother, Christine Brock, and stepfather, James Brock, exposed the children to the meth and marijuana. Child statements to police. At age 11, Sarah Grace Patrick told police she was aware of the drugs, saw them being used, explicitly stated that she felt unsafe in the home. Legal standing of victims. At the time of 2019 allegations, James Brock was already serving probation for drug offenses involving ice and marijuana. System failure claims. Supporters and legal experts argue that everyone failed her as she was forced to remain in what they described as a troubled and contentious home environment despite these warnings. Recent evaluation. The defense is using these past reports of a drug heavily home to support their request for neuropsychological evaluation, arguing that Patrick suffered tremendous trauma that was never adequately addressed by authorities. While some family members of the victims deny current abuse, described the couple as devoted to their children, court records from 2018-19 provide documentation proof of the drug allegations were brought to the attention of law enforcement and the court system. After Sarah Grace Patrick reported feeling unsafe in 2019, the following legal and state actions were taken: temporary custody shifts. Following an emergency filing in 2019 by her biological father, a judge initially granted him custody of then 11-year-old Patrick. Overturned decision. This custody shift lasted only 5 days before the ruling was overturned. Court ordered counseling. In March 2020, a court ordered establish equal custody between the parents and specifically mandated the Patrick to be placed in counseling immediately. Okay, let's see. The evidence against Sarah Grace Patrick remains a central point of conflict. Prosecutors claim to have mountains of evidence, while the defense maintains the case is entirely circumstantial and lacks physical proof linking her to the weapon. Digital footprint. Investigators state her text, phone data, online activity are central to the case. This reportedly includes internet searches on how to commit murder. Social media behavior. After the killings, Patrick reached out to true crime TikTok influencers to cover the case and posted emotional tributes. Prosecutors view these as a manipulative attempts to control the narrative and gain sympathy. Gunshot residue. Authorities allegedly found a glove in Patrick's closet containing trace amounts of gunshot residue. Right, exactly, Moki. I agree. That's definitely stretching, kind of reaching on that one, definitely. Okay. Behavioral inconsistencies family members have noted they call fake tears during her funeral eulogy, which authorities are reportedly treating as a key piece of behavioral evidence. Patrick claimed that she did not hear the shots, but did hear a faint heart machine alarm, LVAD, in the house the night the prosecutors planned to challenge this timeline using digital data from the home's devices. Will the jury know about the glove? yeah. What are they going to know about the glove? Scared. All right. Defense counter arguments for all this. No murder weapon. The defense emphasizes that no firearm was found at the scene and that investigators have not produced the actual weapon used in the killings. Lack of direct physical links. Her legal team argues there is no DNA or direct physical evidence placing the gun in her hand in a time of the shootings. Uncertainty of claims. While some online rumors suggest the kitchen camera footage exists showing the shootings, these claims have not been officially confirmed by law enforcement or presented in public court filings as of January 26. Yeah, always something, right? Okay, we're going to see what actions did the defense attorney take to get Sarah's confession thrown out. As jury selection begins on January 5, 26, there has been no public confession by Sarah Grace Patrick. Consequently, there are no reported actions by her defense attorney to have a confession thrown out either. Yes, definitely like Carly Gregg. Indeed. Instead of her defense team, led by Latoya Williams, has focused on surpassing or delaying the trial based on the following legal motions. Request for continuance. In the late 25, Williams filed for delay, arguing that the state had not yet provided the full discovery of crucial evidence needed for a fair trial. The judge denied this request, ruling the state was in compliance. Alright, crash truck went by. Alright. There was no confession. Yeah, because there's a prompt that said, did they throw out her confession? And then AI tells me there actually was no confession. So it was a practical joke by AI. It was being funny. But, anyway, just it comes up with these prompts. But it's just explaining what her legal defense is doing. That's the silver lining here. All right. Change of venue motion. The defense attempted to move the trial out of Carroll County, citing pretrial publicly and social media speculation as factors that would prevent an impartial jury. The judge denied this request in December 25. Mental health strategy. The defense has focused heavily on neuropsychological evaluation. They requested more time to allow prosecution to review pending psychologist report, which they suggest may reveal tremendous trauma impact in the case. Challenging digital evidence. While investigators claim to have mountains of evidence from her digital footprint, the defense has consistently maintained that there are circumstantial and do not physically place the weapon in her hands. Okay. Okay. Our prosecutors claim a mountain of evidence from Sarah Grace's digital footprint links her to the 2025 murders, though many specific details remain shielded from the public as jury selection begins in 26 of January. Digital evidence cited by authorities and legal analysts include social media. The outreach following the murders, Patrick reportedly contacted multiple true crime TikTok influencers and broadcasters offering intel on urging them to cover her parents' case. Prosecutors view these interactions as suspicious attempts to manipulate the narrative. Suspicious content. Online activity allegedly connected Patrick to including the emotional posts that we talked about. Anything else? Phone and online records. Alright, cell phone data and text messages and internet activity are central to the case, while unconfirmed by official documents. Legal experts have discussed reportedly internet searches related to committing murder. Recorded conversations. Reports suggest investigators may have recordings of Patrick directing others on what to say to help her get charges dropped. Timeline. Digital data from Holmes' devices and Patrick's phone are being used to challenge her statements about what she heard or didn't hear the night of the shootings. Defense maintains that this evidence is entirely circumstantial and emphasizes that no physical evidence, such as murder weapon, has been recovered to directly tie Patrick to the act. All right. So that is information about the new trial coming up.
Who did you talk to when you went back to Rockingham?
I had a conversation with OJ.
And what did you talk to him about?
No objection.
Oh, well,
There was a conversation that about the McDonald's that I didn't see him go back in the house, and that was what we talked about. And I said, no, I didn't see.
And did you talk to him also about the thumps on the wall?
Yes,
Did you tell him what you told the police?
yes, that I heard this thumping, the picture moved.
And did he ask you what you told the police?
He could have. I'm sure I told him and I told the truth.
You don't remember if he asked you whether or not he asked you what you told the police?
I don't. I said, I I said I was at the station, and I was a report, and I told what I'm telling you, that I heard these noises, but he had asked me about that I saw him go back in the house, and I didn't.
Okay. At some point, did you leave Rockingham that night?
I think I did.
And when was that?
I don't know the time, but I think I stayed at Grant's house.
And do you recall whether it was before or after midnight that you left Rockingham?
I think it could have been after midnight.
And you went back to Grant's house?
Yes.
Who else was at Grant's house besides you and Grant?
His girlfriend,
His girlfriend, what's her name?
Kathy.
And who else?
I think there was a guy there that day, but he was leaving. His name was Klein.
Mm-hmm. What about Rachel Ferrara? Was she there?
Did Rachel show? She might have been there.
Do you have your phone? I'd like to play the segment of the video that has been previously shown to council, Marcus Peoples 143.
Ron Ship.
And where is that location shown in this video?
He's going towards the Rockingham gate.
30 seconds away, 30 seconds away. Look at me, fella. Okay, we're 15 seconds away, 10 seconds away. Okay, we're gonna do it.
Who's that?
It's me.
And that shirt you're wearing, sir, do you recognize it?
Yeah.
Do you remember whether or not that is the shirt you were wearing in the early morning hours of June the 13th?
That's also in the police station I was wearing.
You wore that shirt all day, did you?
Yes, I did.
And did you wear that shirt when you left Grant Kramer's to go back to Rockingham
Probably.
on June the 13th?
Yes. I think I wore it like 2 days maybe.
Really?
I wore.
See that man? Who's that?
It looks like Detective Lang and Robert Kardashian.
And who's that
And
dog?
that's Chachi. That's a chow.
That's the dog you were describing as the defendant's dog?
Yes.
All right, you spent the night then at Grant Kramer's house on the night of June the 13th?
Yes.
On June the 14th, did you receive another phone call from Kathy Randa?
I think so.
And did she ask you to do something?
To come in for an interview
Come where for an interview?
to OJ's office building.
And did you do that?
Yes.
And who did you talk to?
At the interview,
Yes.
it was Skip Taft and Robert Shapiro.
Robert Shapiro?
Yes.
And was that interview tape recorded?
Yes.
Now, did you go back to Rockingham on June the 14th as well?
I might have gone back, but I don't think I stayed the night. I wasn't sleeping well, and I was exhausted, and Gigi was the housekeeper. We kind of like hung out, and I slept on the floor, and she slept in the bed, and we just kind of stayed. And I was off and on, leaving. The dates, I don't know when I left, when I came back, because I know I was going back and forth. It's very hard to
Who
remember.
Knights lost overtime again. Well, that really, it's certainly a repetition from the other time. Yeah, certainly a bummer indeed. The it's like at overtime it's like there's some hope, but then they lose at the last moment. Yeah, that's some cringe, definitely.
Took you
Remember,
to who took you to the defendant's office building for the interview with Robert
Um,
Shapiro?
Arnell and her friend Jonah.
And do you know whether they picked? Let me ask you something else. Do you recall Grant Kramer taking you to the defendant's house on Rockingham in the morning of June the 14th?
Yeah, I think so. He probably did.
And who asked you to go over to Rockingham that morning?
Uh, OJ.
Okay. And did you talk to him again on the morning of June the 14th at Rockingham?
I think so, that I was going to meet for the interview.
Okay. Did you speak to him at Rockingham before you left for the interview?
I don't remember. I don't know if I saw him there. On Tuesday?
Right.
I could have.
Okay.
That I know I was meeting with Skip Taft and Robert Shapiro, and they took me to the office building.
And who was it that took you to the office building?
Arnell and Jonah was driving.
Okay. So they took you from Rockingham to the office building, is that
Yes,
right?
yes, they did.
And how long did you talk to Mr. Shapiro for?
I think I was there about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And after you had that interview with Mr. Shapiro and Skip Taft, did you get a ride back to Rockingham?
Yes, I did.
And did you spend the night that Tuesday night at Rockingham?
I could have. I'm not 100% positive.
Do you recall calling Grant Kramer on the following Wednesday from Rockingham?
Probably did.
And do you recall what you said to him?
I probably said a few things. I don't know exactly what I said. I think I probably told him about the interview I had
With who?
with Robert Shapiro and Skip Taft.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably told him that I did that. And
Sustain.
Do you recall spending the night there on June the 15th?
at
That'd be Wednesday night at Rockingham.
if I did, I don't remember, but I probably did. I know I was going back and forth and leaving pretty much all the time.
Okay, do you recall at what point you went back to, if ever, you went back to Grant Kramer's house?
I was going to Grant's a lot. I probably did every day. Would go to his house and be there.
Did you go back to his house on the night of Tuesday, June the 14th,
After the interview?
at Shapiro's, with
At-
Robert
no,
Shapiro?
Yeah, at the OJ's office. I
Right.
think I did. I think I came home. It was late, and I probably got home about 11:30. Either I don't know if I stayed or not, but I could have left to Grant's. That I don't remember all the time frame with of whose house I was staying at. I know I wasn't sleeping well at OJ's house at all, and I was trying to go to Grant's.
So you did spend at least one night at the defendant's house, is that right?
I think I spent at least one night.
Could it have been 2 nights?
It could have.
Do you recall on Thursday the 16th whether or not you went back to Grant Kramer's house to spend the night?
On the 16th,
Yes.
I think I did.
Okay, now you had the interview with Mr. Shapiro on June the 14th. That was an hour and a half to 2 hours, you said?
Yes.
Did you have a subsequent interview with investigators employed by the defendant?
Yes, I did.
And when was that?
It was in the summertime?
Of 94?
Yes.
And who were those investigators?
One name was Hostetler, and another name was Plavik,
Pavlik?
Pavlik.
And how long did that interview last?
That was about 2 to 3 hours.
Was it recorded?
I don't think it was recorded. I think it was notes.
They
It could
took
have been-
notes?
Yeah, my lawyer at the time was there. I think he would know better. I think it was just notes.
Were you ever shown a copy of those notes?
Myself, no.
Did they ever show you a copy of any report they generated as a result of that interview?
Not to me, no.
Did Mr. Shapiro ever give you a copy of the tape of the interview that he conducted with you on June the 14th?
Not to me, no.
Did you get a transcript of that tape at some point?
Yes.
From who?
I think it was from your office.
Now, did you have another meeting with members of the defense team
Yes.
after that 2 to 3 hour interview with Pavlik and Hostetler?
Yes.
And when was that?
It was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, right around there.
And who was at that meeting?
My Bill Janego, my lawyer, and Robert Shapiro, and myself.
And who did you speak to?
To Robert Shapiro.
And how
It-
long was that for?
Okay. There was another one also that I didn't go into. It was at the offices with Robert Shapiro, Carl Douglas, and Bill Janego. But I was at the office, but I didn't go in to meet.
Your lawyer met with the defendant's lawyers?
They went into a meeting room, yes. But I don't know what it was about.
And how long did that last?
Yes. I think half hour, 40 minutes.
And was it after that that you had another interview with Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
And who was present at that interview?
Myself, Bill Janego, my lawyer, and Robert Shapiro.
How long did that interview last?
45 minutes to an hour.
And was it tape recorded?
No.
Was anybody taking any notes that you could see?
My lawyer, I think, took notes.
What about Mr.
think.
Shapiro?
I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. He was going through papers.
Did he have an investigator there?
No.
And how long was that interview for?
About 45 minutes to an hour.
And when did that last interview, with Mr. Shapiro take place?
Like 3 weeks ago to a month. 3 weeks ago, I think, right around.
Did you have another interview after that with Mr. Shapiro?
No.
You consider yourself the defendant's friend, don't you, Mr. Kalin?
Yes.
You did back in January of '94.
Yes.
You did in June of '94.
Yes.
And you still do?
I'm still a friend. I know my job is to be 100% honest, and that's what I'm going to do.
Since the murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown, can you tell us how many acting jobs you've acquired?
I think 4. Do you want me to name them? That I know? I Talk Soup.
That was on E! Channel?
E.
You hosted that show?
Yes. There was a show called The Watcher that we just did.
You had a role in that show, did
Yes. There was the USA Today.
you? And what was that?
It was like a hosting job.
You hosted that show, did you?
Yes, with
Alright.
a comedian woman.
What else?
I did like a current affair piece,
And what did that piece consist of?
just about myself. Nothing with the case.
Did you discuss your role as a witness, though? Not the testimony that you were going to give, but the fact that you were a witness.
Well, I didn't say they knew I was a witness. I didn't talk about being a witness. It was me saying. I mean, they knew I was a witness, and I said things. I never saw it, the show. I don't know what went on, but they knew I was a witness, and yes, there was like
There was some
me.
discussion of that.
Yes,
And how many segments was that?
I did it in a day and a half.
Do you know over how many days it aired on the television?
3.
Okay. And what else did you do?
Watcher. What is?
Any feature films?
Yeah, one called for Life or Death.
You had what kind of role? Leading role, supporting role?
Supporting.
And anything else?
I think that's it.
Do you have anything planned for the future on television?
I hope so. I mean, I have on TV. There's a film supposed to happen. It's with the 16th minute.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to go, nothing is set.
And are you going to play a leading role in that?
That hasn't been decided, but probably.
And what about anything else you've done on television that's going to air? Fox TV?
Oh, that's a voiceover.
For an animated series?
Cartoon called Eek the Cat.
Your Honor, may I be permitted to go over so I can complete this for a few minutes?
A little. How much over?
5 minutes.
Go.
Thank you. Now, you've been attempting to establish yourself in the field of acting for how many years, sir?
A long time. Like,
More than 10 years?
yes.
Would it be fair to say that you've had more acting roles in the last 9 months since the murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown than you have in the last 10 years?
Yes.
When the defendant came back from the recital on June the 12th after seeing Nicole, what was his demeanor?
From the recital,
That's right.
he was upset about not being able to see Sydney. And he mentioned the comment about the outfits.
And was he angry with Nicole?
Objection, leading.
It
Hold on. Sustain. Rephrase the question.
What was his attitude about Nicole?
Well, it was over. The relationship was over. Was mentioned that Nicole and him were no longer together.
And in what tone of voice did he say that?
It was matter of fact. Nicole and I are over.
He was not angry with her?
It wasn't. I don't know what you mean by angry. What anger is?
Was he yelling?
No.
Was he screaming?
No.
You ever told anybody that he was yelling and screaming about Nicole when he came back from the recital on June the 12th?
No.
What about his demeanor when he was getting ready to leave for the airport after 11 o'clock? How would you describe it?
Rushed.
In a hurry?
Yes.
Did he seem to be agitated or upset?
That he was in a rush. Definitely was trying to hurry.
Did he seem very frazzled?
Well, when we tried to get the flashlight, we didn't get the flashlight. It was didn't get it, and he went to the limo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was frazzled. I don't know what the word, but we didn't set the alarm, so his mind was elsewhere for not setting the alarm.
Was his demeanor at that time unusual based on what you had seen of him on prior occasions?
Well, that's one of the first times I see him like late for something, like a flight, so I can't compare it to. But yeah, he was in a hurry, and it was frazzled to get in the car.
Do you recall telling anyone that he was more nervous and frazzled than you'd ever seen him before? That you'd never seen him in that condition before?
No, I didn't say that.
When you spoke to the defendant before the recital, do you recall the subject matter of his relationship with Nicole coming up?
That came up a few times that it was over. The relationship was over.
Came up a few times during that day, did it?
Well, yes, it came up. Just that was part of the conversation. It was that we had a white picket. He wanted the white picket fence, the family, but it was over, and he wasn't sure about Paula, if she was the one.
And when he made those statements about it being over with Nicole, was he angry?
I think he was saying it was over. It could have been inside, but I couldn't think for him what he was thinking. He could have been upset and angry.
Motion to strike that as part of his speculation.
No, it's being non-responsive. Motion is granted. Ladies and gentlemen, you disregard that last comment.
When he made those statements that we referred to about Nicole, can you describe his body language?
There's different times. One was sitting in a chair.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Did he...
Well, they're going on to something. There was a non-responsive answer to the question, so we'll ignore it at this point.
When he made the remark to you after the recital about Nicole and her tight dresses, did he clench his teeth?
Sustained.
Otherwise, it's going to be vague.
Rephrase the question.
What was the defendant's physical demeanor, his physical body movements when he talked to you about Nicole wearing tight dresses?
Overruled.
Answer.
You can answer the question.
Oh, that he was upset. He made a point to say the tight dresses that I mentioned before.
Did you see him clench his fist or his teeth?
I didn't see like that, clenching his fist or his teeth. He was upset, and it was like, oh, those wearing those tight outfits. When I mentioned, what are they going to do when they're grandmas?
Longer than I thought, Your Honor. I give up.
5 minutes? 10
20.
minutes?
15 or 20, I think. I'm sorry. I was hopeful, but...
Let's finish. All right. $14.92. What's our... Need another notebook. Deputy McNair, another notebook. Need two? Just one. Just $14.92? You using both sides? All right, Madam Reporter, you ready? Ms. Clark. Because of the arrangements with the jury, we do have an absolute 4 o'clock limit today.
When you went back to Rockingham after going to Grant Kramer's house, what was the first thing, and you saw the defendant there?
On Monday,
Yes.
Okay.
What was the first thing he said to you?
Objection, even under this record.
Overruled.
That we're watching TV, but the TV was on, and I was on the side, but no one was in the room yet, and I don't know what station it was, but they were doing a time frame, and it was just about the trip to McDonald's, and it mentioned something about the time frame, and that they mentioned a time. But the time was about 9:40 that I had not seen him, and OJ had said that he said no, Cato knows that I was in the house.
And what did he say to you?
That was it. Cato, you know I was in the house.
Do you recall telling Grant Kramer that the defendant said to you, "Oh, thank God, you can tell them I was home all the time"?
No, but that's what I said. That Cato knows I was home.
That's what he said?
That misstates the testimony.
Overruled.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
And your response was?
That I didn't see go in the house because I went to my guest room.
When you were talking to the defendant about earlier in the day about playing golf and playing cards, he talked to you about his golf game?
It could have been in past that we golfed. I asked how he did. He said he did okay.
He said he did okay.
I think so, yeah.
Did he complain about any pain in his arms or his hands at that time?
No.
Later on in the evening, did he complain when you went to McDonald's of having cut or bruised his hands in any way?
No.
When he referred to Nicole before the recital, what words did he use to describe her?
Before the 2:30 hour or so. There wasn't like a lot of talk about it at that hour. It was 2:30 hour was kind of the casual talk about the golf game. It was they were over. I mean, I've heard that before, so I never, gave it much. Oh, it's over again or not because it got back and forth. It was back and forth. So I was like, you never knew if it was over or not. I mean, I didn't know.
Did this time seem different to you?
Not at the 2:30, no.
When did it seem different to you?
Objection, as soon as you found that evidence.
Well, I
Sustained. Rephrase the question.
When, if ever, did it seem different to you?
see that's what I don't know when different because it was off and on a lot.
You said it not at 2:30. It did not seem like this time it was different.
Well, after that, the recitals, there was a comment about something that was more direct about the dresses, but still, that didn't really mean it was over. In my head, I wasn't thinking maybe it's over for that day or two. But I couldn't, assume that it was over for good.
Did the defendant ever tell you about a bracelet he bought for Nicole in May of 1994 for her birthday?
I knew something about a bracelet, but I don't know the whole story on the bracelet.
What did the defendant tell you about that?
Objection, also this.
Overruled.
From what I remember, and it's not exact, is that the bracelet was for Nicole. And I thought it might have been a birthday gift, because her birthday was in May.
And was it just, did he describe it to you at all?
I don't remember that. I know it was diamonds and expensive, but I'm not into jewelry, so I didn't pay attention really.
So he told you he bought her an expensive diamond bracelet for her birthday in May of 1994, is that right?
At some point, I knew about a bracelet. I mean, I don't think he specifically told me. I think I heard he bought her a bracelet.
Did he tell you whatever happened with that bracelet?
Objection, irrelevant.
Overruled.
That I know it went to Paula.
The defendant gave it to Paula after he gave it to Nicole?
I believe so.
And do you know how the defendant came to have that bracelet back after he gave it to Nicole?
I don't. I think it was given back.
Objection, motion to strike.
Sustained. Curious to disregard that as being a speculative answer.
During the afternoon, did the defendant complain to you that he was unable to shuffle the cards at the country club that day when he played cards after playing golf?
Objection, reading is
Sustained.
Do you recall having any conversations about the physical condition of the defendant's hands at the Riviera Country Club on the date of June the 12th?
No.
You and the defendant, when you walked out to McDonald's, did you walk behind him? When you walked out to go to the car to go to McDonald's, did you walk behind him?
Yes.
And did you walk through the pool area behind him?
Overruled.
We walked to the back door
Yes.
and through the bar area.
Okay. And
Yes.
you were walking behind him, were you?
Yes.
And where did you walk then?
To the kitchen nook, out the door to the car.
And you were walking behind him the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much so. I think he was leading.
Okay. Did he walk funny?
No.
Was he limping?
No.
And when you got into the car, you indicated you went to a McDonald's on Santa Monica Boulevard?
Yes.
Is that the closest McDonald's to Rockingham?
No.
Which one is closer?
There is one on, I believe, Wilshire.
On Wilshire?
Yes.
But you didn't go to that one.
No.
Who chose which McDonald's to go to? Who chose the place to go and eat?
OJ.
And you're sure you did not go to Burger King?
Oh, yes.
You went to McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Without the court reporter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our recess for the afternoon at this point. As you know, we've had a modified court schedule, a little shorter than normal the last couple of weeks, and we're going to be modifying it again, but I'll chat with you about that later in the week. We're going to stand in recess then until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Mr. Kalin, you are ordered not to discuss your testimony with any other person other than the attorneys on the case. You're ordered to be here tomorrow morning, 8:45.
Yes.
All right? All right, we'll stand in recess tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And we'll have another DNA and discovery motion tomorrow at 3:15.
Person's residence. During one of those days, Cato called Kramer on the phone and spoke very covertly. Cato sounded very excited on the telephone and said he could not talk. Cato told Kramer, quote, "Just be careful," end quote. Kramer replied, quote, "Why, is my life in danger?" End quote. Cato rebuffingly said, "No, I didn't say that."
That's it.
Exactly what well, there's more to it, but that's exactly what I cross-examined Cato about.
Why don't we finish with more there? Our point is that I believe Ms. Clark tried to insinuate...
Well, let me just see if there's more.
Oh, thank you.
Well, no, there's nothing on that. The rest of it goes on then. Cato arrived at Kramer's residence on Friday morning, June the 17th, and Kramer reluctantly allowed him inside. And it was the same day that Detectives Carr and Tippin served him with a grand jury subpoena. There's nothing more about the events at Rockingham, that's all.
All right.
Is that a good faith offer of proof or what? I mean, the witness said exactly what I confronted our witness with. And Mr. Shapiro has this report.
All right.
I don't know what kind of game he's playing now. Let's call the jury, Your Honor.
Your Honor, my recollection of the questions yesterday were that they went into the demeanor of Mr. Simpson and what Cato Kalin told Grant Kramer about Mr. Simpson's demeanor and how out of sorts it was. And I have, to this date, not received any other reports than the simple paragraph that Ms. Clark has read to Your Honor. And I would still urge the court to make an inquiry of Ms. Clark as to where the reports are that talk about Cato Kalin talking to Grant Kramer about demeanor.
Oh, do I have to read everything to him? Jeez.
Ms. Clark?
Page 906,
Ms. Clark.
Your Honor.
Ms. Clark?
I'm sorry.
That kind of comment's not necessary.
I apologize to the court. I'm sorry. Cato told Kramer and Shea.
What page are you
I'm
on?
sorry, page 906.
All right.
Kramer's talking about Cato's recounting of O.J.'s demeanor at the time at the limo, after the limo had arrived. Cato told Kramer that he observed O.J. to be frazzled and out of breath, quote unquote, and did not look like he had just awakened from sleep at the time the limo driver arrived. I think that's what I asked him.
Okay. And was there another question, to my recollection, concerning Mr. Simpson's demeanor after the recital?
Yes, there was, and that is pursuant to an anonymous, on two separate occasions, anonymous tips that we have received. One anonymous, one not. One from either an ex-girlfriend or the ex-wife of Cato Kalin on television, saying that he described the defendant's demeanor after the recital as being furious, angry, yelling, and shouting. We received a backup to that yesterday, another tip, in which Cato had allegedly told that witness as well that after the recital he was furious, yelling and screaming and shouting about Nicole.
All right. When did you receive this information regarding the ex-wife or ex-girlfriend?
Okay, that was on television. That was a news report, a news interview, and that was, I don't remember when. I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I don't have a report on it. It was on television.
Have you subpoenaed this person?
Not yet. Actually, I have Detective Van Adder trying to locate her.
He's sitting right here.
Well, him personally, he has helpers. He's aware of this.
All right. Any comment as to that issue?
My understanding of the law in California is that good faith requires something more than tabloid television or tabloid newspapers to be able to ask questions on cross-examination in the way that they were asked yesterday. And at a very minimum, a follow-up, knowing that this witness was a key witness and had been was the first witness interviewed in this case in June of 1994, that coming to court now 10 months later and saying we still haven't followed up on other reports, knowing from that day he gave them the name of Grant Kramer and said he had been with Grant Kramer. Clearly, I think the court should find there was bad faith and that the jury should be admonished that questions were asked in bad faith and that there was no basis, in fact, for asking them.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
Excuse me, Your Honor, the court should be aware that Mr. Kalin did not volunteer to us that he went to Grant Kramer's house. That is false. We found that out independently. And there's been no bad faith here. I think that's obvious. You know, the witness interview that I talked about, the fact that someone says it on television, this is not a reporter characterizing what this woman said. This is the woman herself on television saying it. So that's a little different. You know, we have someone who is saying it, who has been viewed probably nationally saying what I have represented to Mr. Kalin. If he chooses not to admit that he said that, that's his choice. But it certainly is a good faith showing. It's not required that I have statements under oath. And Mr. Shapiro is very well aware of that. He's simply trying to protect his witness. But this woman did state personally on television what I confronted Mr. Kalin with. Furthermore, with respect to the statement about Grant Kramer,
Do you have a videotape of this interview?
we've been trying to locate that. You know, ever since I heard about it, we've been trying to locate the tape. People have called me who have seen it and told me about it. So I mean, I'm not.
What news program was this on?
I believe it was Channel 7, and that's why it's been difficult to locate. 3 people called me to say that they had seen this woman talking on television. It was a 7 or 7:30 show during the week about the statements that Kalin had made to her concerning the defendant's demeanor. And we've been trying to locate the footage as well as the person. And Detective Van Etter can actually testify to the fact that I've requested him to locate this person, because I did immediately upon hearing that. But certainly I have enough for a good faith showing to ask Mr. Kalin about this and confront him with it. If he admits it, then fine. And if he doesn't, the witness will be produced. But in any case...
I think he's already been confronted with those 3 issues, hasn't he?
Right.
All right.
Well, and the court is aware of the fact that we are prepared to back it up. And Mr. Kalin did not volunteer his conversations with Grant Kramer. He never volunteered the name. We found that out on our own.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
Your Honor, may I refer the court most respectfully to page 348 of the murder book, the first report that was filed, and that was the report of Officer Tippin and Carr regarding Grant Kramer. Regarding Cato Kalin, and the first line of that report on page 2 is friend and business partner Grant Kramer, and it gives his number.
All right. Thank you. All right, counsel, I find the offer proved to be sufficient for the purposes of the examination of this witness. I'll overrule the objection at this time. Let's have the jury. Mr. Kalin, would you please resume the witness stand, please? All right, the record should reflect that we have been rejoined by all the members of our trial jury. Mr. Brian Kalin is presently on the witness stand undergoing direct examination by Ms. Clark. Good morning again, Mr. Kalin.
Morning.
And I believe you stated that you went to the one on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yes.
Do you recall telling me...
Mr. Kalin, you're reminded you were still under oath. And Ms. Clark, you may conclude your direct examination. Ms. Clark, you may conclude your direct examination.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Kalin.
Morning.
Now, you indicated yesterday that you went to the McDonald's with Mr. Simpson, leaving Rockingham at about 10 after 9.
Yes.
And I believe you stated that you went to the one on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yes.
Do you recall telling us yesterday also that that was not the closest McDonald's to the Rockingham residence?
Yes.
So the one you went to was farther than you needed to go to McDonald's, is that right?
Yes.
Now, during the trip to McDonald's, the defendant, you said, had told you he didn't have time to take a nap?